What's up with you? See, this is Rama Shot of Menace. Welcome to Empowering Preeminence, Multimedia Productions. I'm going to give our praise to the Most High, you heard me? First and foremost, Yahweh, who's the center and the nucleus of my existence. You understand? I'm going to get straight to the point, you heard me? This is kind of like my general ranting, you understand, about where we stand as black men versus the black women. This is what I said before, a Hebrew Israelite celestial civil war of the sexes. Now, if you don't claim to be a Hebrew Israelite, that's fine. If saying the melanated civil war of the sexes suits you better, then you go on here and say that. But this indeed is a civil war of the sexes. You understand? Between the black man and the black woman. You understand? Now, you heard of the battle of the sexes. The first time I ever heard of the battle of the sexes was actually when they talk about black sick comedy. You know, like Fred Sanford versus Esther Anderson from Sanford and Son. That's the battle of the sexes. Or you talk about Martin Payne versus Pamela James from the show Martin. Or you talk about Kyle Barker versus Maxine Shaw from Living Single. Or you talk about JJ versus Thelma and James Evan versus Walona on Good Times. You talk about the battle of the sexes and the more amusement standpoint. But, you know, it's not really so amusing in real life because this is more than a battle. This is a war. You understand? And this war is going to continue to be prolonged. And we got to understand, we got to realize that we are in a civil war. You understand? This is indeed a Hebrew Israelite, or you may call melanated civil war of the sexes. And we can't deny that. We can't shy away from that truth. You heard me? This is indeed a civil war between the black man and the black woman. And it's a civil war because you got the black woman who wants to assert dominance, but they don't want to be a conveyor of the responsibility of being a man. You understand? They look at the superficial and they look at what is pleasing to them. They look at the accolades that men achieve, you know, for doing man things. But simultaneously, they want, you know, they don't want, they want that. They want the surface accolades. They want the surface rewards. But they don't want to go through that man goes through. And the reason why they can't go through what man go through because women are too emotional. You understand? Women will crack if they go through a microcosm of the things that your average man got to go through. But on the flip side of that, you know, stupid black men encourage the civil war because they don't want to be men. You understand? To be a conveyor of that feminine framework, that feminine formation. You heard me? They're very content with that. You heard me? So therefore, they encourage the amplification of the woman's masculine formation. You heard me? And both parties are guilty for producing homosexual-like tendencies, or homosexual tendencies. Because a man's supposed to be 100% man. A woman's supposed to be 100% woman. And this is partially a response to the video that I saw yesterday. I didn't see all of it, but I saw a good amount from Fox Soul, which is like, I guess, like the black version of Fox Channel. And there was a lady named Tammy Mack. She was a host. She was a host of a show, and she did a topic about whether or not black women are likable. And Dr. Umar Johnson was a special guest. And I like some of the things he said. You know, he made a lot of sense. But the women like Dream, whatever her name is, Dream McClinton or something like that, and the rest of the women, Stacy Mitchell, if and Nakia something, you know, you know, someone was making okay points, but for the most part, they were just playing the victim. You see what I'm saying? And they talked about how Serena Williams was ridiculed and bashed for breaking the tennis racket and things like that. You understand? Now, this is what I would say. If I was in these guys' position, I'd do the same thing and then some because, for one, a woman breaking a tennis racket, that's not ladylike at all. You see what I'm saying? Because what you're doing is that you are executing your certain brute strength. You understand? I remember Bo Jackson when he played for the Kansas City Royals in baseball. I remember that I forgot what transpired, but I know that he was so pissed off he broke a baseball bat. You see what I'm saying? Now, even though that men gotta control the emotions too, but it is more acceptable for somebody like Bo Jackson to behave that way because he's a man. And it's very natural when a man gets emotional, he asserts brute strength. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference between a man when a man gets emotional at times and when a woman gets emotional, which is all the time, is a woman has to be a certain brute strength. Because if she's a certain brute strength, that means that she has some masculine qualities. And apparently Serena Williams has some masculine framework. You see what I'm saying? Which is never good. You heard me? And that's the majority of black women in America today anyway. The majority of them is amplifying the percentages of their masculinity. I was on Facebook and there was this black chick and she had shared a post that says many of you black women here have percentage of gayness in you. My percentage of gayness is about 19%. What about you? So she shared that particular post and said, I'm about 32, 33%. And I already know what they meant by that. It's not that they probably have mated with some of the simultaneous gender or the same sex. That may be the case. But just in case they haven't, it doesn't mean that they still don't have homosexual tendencies, because if you are a woman and you are asserting some form of dominance, then that means what? That means that you have some homosexual proclivities. If you are a certain dominance, you have some homosexual proclivities. If you are a man, you're a certain feminine behavior, you have some homosexual proclivities. And that's the truth. And that's why I keep putting emphasis on damn near all my videos for the past 6 months, almost 7 months. I kept putting emphasis on the fact that if a woman has 3 body counts or more, according to Deuteronomy chapter 24, verses 1 through 4, the woman is no longer compatible for marriage. She's no longer in harmony to meet the criteria, to meet the standard and the attributes to be a married woman. As far as being a man's wife, the limited body count is 2, and technically is 1. If you read, I believe, Leviticus chapter 21, verse 14, if I'm not mistaken. Now, people might say that's referring to the priesthood. Technically, according to Isaiah chapter 61, verse 6, I believe, and also in 1 Peter 2 and 9, we all are part of the priesthood. Now, think about Priest Don Yalla. Priest Don Yalla is not from the tribe of Levi. He said he's from the tribe of Benjamin. But yet he called himself Priest Don Yalla. Why? Because he understands, that there's a evolution, not necessarily a change, but an evolution. Because the Most High say change not, right? Malachi 3 and 6, I believe. So, not that the Most High changed, you understand? It's just that, circumstances have evolved. But I don't want to get too much into that. So that technically applies to all of us. You heard me? And you gonna keep him be bringing up body count. You understand? You know, I'm gonna keep shaming these bitches, man, who have a body count of 3 or more, and particularly to those who is shamelessly amplifying their body count. Now, if a woman does not wish to amplify body count, you understand? You know, more respect to her. You understand? Because she's not trying to encourage whoredom. But if a woman is getting body count after body count after body count after body count, then she deserves to be shamed. You understand? She deserves to be shamed. The way these same sucky bitches will shame us. You heard me? The same way these sucky bitches will shame us using shaming tactics, using shaming language, because we telling them that, hey, look, you got to body count this world. You understand? You're not compatible for marriage. You're only dumbed down to concubinage. You're a straight up hoe. You should be burned to death. You understand? Because you played a whore against the kingdom of Israel, which is us. We are the kingdom of Israel, right? So then y'all start saying some shit like, who hurt you and all that dumbass shit, using non sequiturs. Who hurt you? You must be gay. You must be a faggot. You must hate women and all that stuff. And some of you women do deserve to be hated. You understand? Because why should we love you if you do not abide in the commandments of our Father? Christ said that if you abide in my Father's commandments, you abide my love. As when I abide my Father's commandments, I abide in his love. So what makes you think you can continue to be Jezebel, play a role of Jezebel, to be a conveyor of the apparitions of Jezebel, and think that I should love you? I'm validating you. That's stupid. Of course I love women. I just hate a bitch. You understand? Which is a good amount of y'all. Show me a woman and I show her love. It's just that simple. But like I said, this is a civil war. This is indeed a civil war. This is indeed a civil war. And until we acknowledge that, black men, in particular, we're going to keep losing. Because the succubus black women, they love the fact that there's a majority of brothers who keep overdosing in the blue pill. Because by overdosing the blue pill, that means that you are abiding in blissful ignorance. You see what I'm saying? You are abiding in blissful ignorance, and they want that. But once you take the red pill, there's there's really no turning back. You know too much now. You know too much of the ugly of black men, and especially with the black women. You know too much of the ugly. Even the great Reuben, the firstborn son of Jacob, said in the Testament of Reuben, chapter 5, verse 1, whether you believe is canon or not, it says the first thing said out of his mouth is that for women are evil. And then he proceeded to say that, and what they lack in authority and power over men, they say they scheme treacherously. They made treacherous dealings. To do what? To allure that man with their looks. Isn't that what you women doing today with the nose rings and shit like that? The tongue rings, the freaking eyebrow rings, the freaking the mouth ring, the lip ring. And before some of y'all Israelites justify a nose ring, the only time the Most High permits some kind of body piercing is in the book of Exodus chapter 21 verse 6, and I believe Deuteronomy chapter 15 verse 17. We're talking about piercing the ears of the manservant and the maidservant who wants to stay with their master forever. Because if you're going to justify nose rings, you got to justify belly piercing too. Because that's mentioned in the Hebrew version of Isaiah chapter 3 verse 19 or verse 18. It's just most likely gonna take away their belly piercings. They call them navel ornaments, exactly. And you're gonna take away the nose jewels, which that's kind of controversial too, because um the nose pendant is actually referring to a forehead jewel, not necessarily a nose ring. You understand? But I know that a nose ring, a tongue ring, all that stuff, a belly piercing, all that stuff carries a spirit of promiscuity and sexual decadence. This is truth. This is ha'amath, the truth. How many virgins you know that has nose piercings? And if she does, she probably just a succubus in training, unfortunately. Come on. You understand? We got some serious motherfucking cleanup to do in this bitch. But there's only very few soldiers, man, that's willing to, bear arms in this civil war. I've been bearing this on, man, for 12 years. I've been red pill for 12 years, bro. For real. I've been red pill for 12 years. I've been bearing this blade. I've been bearing the sword of the spirit, which is the word of the Most High. I think that's in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 17. You understand? Well, that's all I wanted to say about that, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. You heard me? Hit that share button and hit that subscribe button. If you wish to donate, you can cash at me. I'm gonna have the link below. You understand? This video is gonna be in the description box at Mashada Minute 777. That's if you want cash at me. If you wish to use PayPal, you heard me. Hit me up at and that's gonna be at the bottom of the screen too. Mashada Menace 8888. That's 4 8s. You heard me. If you wish to donate, you heard me. And like I said, hit the subscribe button, bro. I don't want to give you no generic content. You dig? So I gotta hit those subscribers up, man, so I can reach out to the masses of our people within the four corners of the earth. You heard me? Not just America, but everywhere, because you got MGTOW in India too. You understand? So like I said, man, hit me up like that, bro. Make sure you get those likes up, those views up, get those subscribers up, bro. Until then, you heard me? I'm out here. Shalom. Peace.